Russ. Yeah, I'm back in the car again. Yeah, I just took delivery of my new electric XP4. Yep. I'll have a review on the Russ is Right channel in the coming days. I don't know exactly when, but yeah, it just got delivered. So I'm headed to Costco for lunch. Man, I'm getting hungry. 12:26 p.m. Had to wait for FedEx. Yeah, they shifted to FedEx. They usually use UPS. I'm kind of surprised. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you guys about mobility scooters. Now, you might be wondering, why is it on this channel, Russ? Why isn't on the Russ is Right channel? Well, I figured I'd put it on this channel, see how it goes. So I'm doing this informational video for two people. First, Birdie Sue A, who is a viewer of Russ is Right and also More from Russ, and also for my brother. And I wanted to talk a little bit about mobility scooters as it applies towards going on a cruise ship or any other type of travel, I should say, not just cruise ships. Now, when I was on the cruise ship, I had mentioned to some of my shipmates that a new scooter was headed my way for a review. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. In case they're watching and they look at this, I'm going to let you guys know. Yeah, I decided not to do it. Yeah, after I had signed the contract to do it, I was offered another contract that had corrections to some typos. They asked me to re-sign that, so I did, no problem. Then I went on the trip. But when I was on the trip, another email came in, apparently, and they asked me to sign another contract. In which case they've made modifications to the contract, which basically benefits them, and basically was something that I couldn't agree with. Yeah, it was, yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a contract that way before, and especially after the third time asking me to sign the contract, I decided, no, I don't feel comfortable anymore, so I decided not to do it with that scooter, okay? And there's other issues as well, but let's talk about scooters in general, all right? Just let you know that scooter is not going to be coming in. I've decided not to do it. So here's the things that I've learned since I've taken the scooter on the airplane and also on the ship and other places I've been. Now, here's an interesting thing. You know, I had always thought that the scooter I've had, it was a little bit over 10 years old. It's actually 17 years I've had that scooter. 17 years. It kind of surprised me too. I can't believe I've had it that long. But taking a look at some photos that I took of it back in the day, and looking at the date of when that photo was taken, it shows it was 17 years. Yeah. So I have some experience with scooters, obviously. And I think I would be a good person to review scooters. Just from that experience. But here's the thing that I've learned, okay? First off, people will always ask me whether I can take a scooter on a plane to go someplace. Yes, you can. Part of the American Disabilities Act, the ADA, they have to take the scooter if you bring it along with you on the plane. It's kind of like your wheelchair, right? It's for you to be able to get around. And for me, although I can walk, I can't walk long distances before things start hurting. So I always take my scooter wherever I go, and especially, you know, if I'm traveling at O'Hare Airport, you know how large that airport is? That's a lot of walking, and especially even on a cruise ship. You know how much walking you do on a cruise ship? Those are very big ships, so I always take my scooter. Now, some things that you can consider doing if you don't want to take a scooter right away. This person is turning right in front of me here. I have a left turn thing, and they took a right on red. Right in front of me. And we're going to pass that person right now so you can see this car. There it is. So anyway, people do things, you never know, you know. So here's the things that I've learned whenever I've taken my scooter with me. At the airport, more than likely, they're going to do some type of damage to your scooter. I've had my scooter damaged every time I've taken it out. Yeah, I mean, I'm not talking little scratches. I'm talking they've cracked the plastic pieces off of it. They've taken some rubber parts off of it, so there's always some type of damage. So an alternative you can do if you don't want to take your own scooter is you could always rent a scooter while you're on the ship. Okay, now I talked to some of the people who were on the trip with me, and I think they said something like $260 or so was the cost to rent the scooter for the 1 week. Okay, now you may be wondering, if I go on the airplane, I can't walk, through the airport. Yeah, you could always ask for handicap services, where they can actually push you on a wheelchair, get you from where you dropped your bags off, if you have baggage to drop off or ticketing area. They can take you from there and actually push you to the gate. And there's, of course, little, I don't know if they're golf carts or something that can also take you as well. So getting around the airport, you can still get help that way, okay? And then if you still wanted to get a scooter, you can get a scooter for your own personal use at home, okay? Then you won't have damage to your scooter. Now, if you're like me, I take my scooter everywhere. It's been damaged quite a bit of times in the last 17 years, but it still holds up, all right? So my feeling is this: if you're going to get a scooter for personal use and you know that you're going to use it for multiple things besides just going to like the grocery store or something like that, you're going to want a good scooter. Here's my recommendation. There's very heavy duty scooters, and then there's lightweight scooters, and then there's travel scooters, okay? Get a travel scooter. What I mean by a travel scooter is a scooter that can either fold up somehow or it can come apart somehow. I'm going to show you my scooter here, and you'll see that I've taken it apart. And so there's a floorboard, okay, that's probably the heaviest piece of the whole thing. I think they said that this scooter was like 88 pounds. I think they're over 109 pounds now, something like that for the same scooter. But anyway, the floorboard is about maybe 36, 38 pounds, something like that. But if you notice, the drive unit comes off too. So that weighs a lot of weight because it's got a motor and everything in there. So it's two pieces. Now the two pieces is important because then you can get this scooter in the trunk of your car. If it's all one piece, some trunks will fit it, but you're talking the width of the trunk and you'd have a hard time trying to squeeze it in there, okay? So the ones that have the drive units that come apart is actually easier to transport and to lift and to move, okay? And the tiller, which is the vertical thing that has the handlebar, that tilts down and locks in place, okay? Now, you'll also notice in the photo, I actually have two batteries. They typically come with one. I bought a second battery. You don't really need it. Here's my suggestion. If you buy a scooter with the battery and it has an option of either like a 12 amp hour or 18 amp hour battery, get the 18 amp hour battery. If you do that, it'll last you all day. Yeah, it's basically got a range of about 12 miles. These are 24 volt 18 amp hour batteries. There's two battery packs inside that case. All right. I've replaced those batteries myself too, by the way. You just get them on Amazon. Yeah, you open up the battery unit and you'll see what batteries are in there, and then you just order identical battery numbers on Amazon and you can replace it. It cost me, the last time I did it, I was in San Francisco. I was with my sister at the time. It cost, I think, something like, I don't know, maybe $50 or $60 per battery, something like that. So what was that, about $120, something like that, to change out the batteries. I mean, it's not going to last 17 years, okay? You're going to eventually have to change the battery out. But these are dry cell batteries. Essentially, it's a lead acid battery, which is, if you think about it, is really like a car battery. That's why they weigh as much as they do, all right? You got two of these cells in there. It's like a car battery, all right? And then the seat comes off, of course, and you want to get a scooter with a good seat, because when I was on the cruise, yeah, I didn't barely walk at all. I basically sat on that scooter the entire time. So you don't want a cheap seat, because you want a comfortable seat. Otherwise, it's going to be an issue for you, right? Because if you're going to sit there for a long time, yeah, you don't want something flimsy, okay? So here's another thing. You've got an option of a 3-wheel scooter or a 4-wheel scooter. My suggestion, get the 4-wheel scooters, okay? Now, the 3-wheel scooters typically have a tighter turning circle. It's easier to make a U-turn on it because it's tighter, right? The 4-wheel ones usually take a little bit more of a wider turning circle. But there's a model from the brand that I have currently that's actually been designed so that it's almost as tight as a 3-wheel scooter, but it's a 4-wheel design. Now the thing is, you can tip a 3-wheel scooter just like you can tip a e-trike. Yeah, get a 4-wheel one, all right, and then try to get the ones with the tightest turning circle. So whether you consider one of the ones that I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna get, if I were to get another one, whether you get that one or another brand, check out the turning circle. All right, check out how far they recommend that they can go on their battery. I suggest try to find something that can do at least 10 to 12 miles. I was able to scoot the entire Washington D.C.'s National Mall, which is all the museums. I did it all in one day, and I still had battery power to get back. Yeah, so it lasts you a while. 12 miles is a lot, okay, but you don't want something that's small. That, if it only does 6 miles or 8 miles, yeah, you don't want to be stuck somewhere and not be able to get back. That's the worst thing. Now, here's another thing that I want to note too. Now, if you watch the cruise video that I put out just this past week, you'll see that I was traveling on different type of terrain. I mean, sure, there's things like carpeting inside the cruise ship. There's tile floors, no problems for those things, okay? But when you're outside, you're on gravel. You're on, well, I had tiles that were kind of like bumpy, so I was kind of bouncing around all over the place. You want a sturdy scooter. You want something that's not sturdy. Now, you may ask, you did review 2 other scooters. One was like $1,000, one was like $560, $70, something like that, with sale prices. How are those scooters? They can work. They are built of a stronger type, but I'm going to tell you that the motor on mine is still far better, okay? Back in the day, I paid close to $1,800 with tax for that scooter. And even today, the model I'm going to show you is about $1,700 or $1,800 today before tax, okay? So why is one scooter 3 times the price of the others, of the other one, okay? It's built stronger, right? You want something that's built stronger because you don't know how you're going to ride the scooter, okay? Also, think about this. When I was getting on and off the cruise ship, there's an incline, right, and a decline if you're going down to get on and off the ship. Now, if you notice, nobody will push me or help me to do this. Well, I guess I didn't record that. You don't notice that. But nobody's helping me, although they always ask. I don't need the help. My scooter has high enough torque that it goes up the incline. I don't know, it's like a 12-degree incline. It's pretty steep for a scooter to go up. Plus, I'm a heavy guy, and the scooters aren't lightweight either. But it made it up there, and it went down easily too. So you want a strong motor. I don't know whether the other scooters would have been able to do that, but mine is able to do it, okay? So my suggestion is if you're going to take it for travel purposes, get something strong. Now, my scooter is made by a company called Pride Mobility, who is not sponsoring this video, by the way. All right, it's just me telling you. All right, there's a model that's identical to mine that's still being sold. It's a little cheaper, but I would buy the upgraded Platinum Series version of it because it has a tighter turning circle. All right, so if my scooter were ever to die out, that would be the one I would probably buy. Right now, companies, of course, will give me scooters to review. I think the Pride is still stronger, and I noted that many of the places that rent scooters use Pride Mobility scooters. Yeah, even at the Abilities Expo, which is the expo that all the handicap products are shown at every year, Pride Mobility scooters are there to let people use them as they get around. Okay, they're a very reputable company, and the reputation is such that most people feel it's one of the best scooters you can get. You're gonna pay a little bit more for it, but I think it's worth it. Okay, so what about the scooter that I was going to do that I changed my mind on? It was a folding scooter, so it's portable, but the thing is, it's not built like this scooter is. Yeah, you can see it just by looking at it. You can tell. So why would I consider that for potential review, which we of course are not going to do now because of contract issues? Because it's a folding scooter, it's more portable and it was lighter in weight. But I don't think, based on how the build quality of that is, just from looking at it in photos, it would be able to do the things that I just described, right? So where's that scooter good for, that type of scooter? Everyday use. If you're going to go to the mall, you're going shopping, you're going doing whatever, and you want something easy and lightweight to put in your car, that's the kind of scooter that would do that, okay? However, for me, I use it for a lot more than just that. I use it, to travel. I go on trips with it. I do, wherever I go, scooter's always in my trunk of my car. So my suggestion is put a little dollars into it, get the right one, okay, get a good one. Now, if you decide you still want to take the scooter with you, just know that the chances are the airlines will probably do a little bit of damage every time they move the scooter. Here's what you do: is you're able to ride the scooter right up to the door of the plane. I'm not kidding, right to the door of the plane. Down that little gangway that they have that you ride it and you leave it there, and the guys will take it and bring it down into the cargo hold. And when you get off the plane, they'll bring it right back up, and then you just get on it, scoot away. Yeah. Now, you do have to call the airlines in advance if you do this. So if you've got a trip scheduled, you call them, you call the handicap services of the airline that you're on, and then you tell them. They're going to ask you, how heavy is the scooter? Does the battery come off of the scooter? What kind of battery is it? Is it a dry cell? You want a dry cell, okay? They don't really like using lithium batteries because of potential fire hazards. So although some scooters do have it and they claim it, I always wonder about it. That folding scooter did have a lithium battery. They claim it's okay to use it. I don't know. I didn't take it, so I have no idea. But I do know that many of the airlines do not like having the lithium batteries on board with them. And if they do, they'll tell you to take it off the scooter and bring it into the cabin. Because then if it catches fire, they can try to put it out. If it's in the cargo hold, nobody can access it. It could take the whole plane down, right? But they never asked me to do that with my lead acid battery. Yeah, the sealed lead acid battery, because it doesn't have that potential issue. So my suggestion is don't play games with it. Get the sealed lead acid battery version, all right? Get the dry cell version. It's less problems for you in the long run, and you can just leave it on the scooter, and they'll just carry the whole scooter down to the cargo hold. I'm bouncing my way to Costco here. So I'll put a link in the description of the video of the scooter that I suggest that you consider. Okay, like I said, it's not sponsored. You don't have to use that link to order it. There are many scooter companies around that you can buy directly at your location where you live. You can order them online. There's companies like Mobile Direct, I think, is one of the scooter companies. There's a couple of scooter companies you can order online, and then they'll ship it to you and all that. But you don't have to use the link. The link that I'm going to give you is the company's link, so that you can see what it is, and it gives all the specifications and all that type of thing. Okay. So just check the description of the video, and the link will be there for you to take a look at if you want to get a scooter similar to the one that I just described, or find other scooters that are of that kind of quality, and then consider those, right? But I've been using the Pride brand for 17 years now, and I'll have to say that if it survived 17 years, especially with all the travel that I do, I'll let this guy through first. He's kind of slow. It kind of proves to me that they make a good scooter, and then they hold up. That's the most important thing. All right, that's about all I have for you guys for today. If you're looking for a scooter and you do buy one, let me know. Okay, I'm always curious if anyone actually listens to what I tell them to do. But there you go, Birdie Sue, and there you go to my brother. Check those things out, see if it fits what you're wanting to do. All right, I'm here at Costco. Time for pizza. Hit the like and subscribe button. I'll talk to you guys next time.